Gretchen walked back into the living room. Katie was still sniffling in the corner. She took a seat on the couch and told Katie to come to her. Katie walked to Nanny with her head bowed and crawled into her lap. Gretchen took her hand and lifted up her chin. Katie spoke first. "I am sorry, Nanny, for cursing at you. It won't happen again." Katie needs to learn to control her temper. "Well, young lady, if it happens again, I will wash your mouth out with soap on top of the spanking." Katie hugged Nanny's neck and said that she needed to go call Mr. Foster and cancel dinner. Now what kind of way would that be to run an agency? "You just remember at dinner tonight, to make sure you get me a job too. I don't think I will make a very good stripper, but I have been a bouncer before." Katie screamed with glee and kissed Nanny all over her face. "Now how about for the rest of the day I get to see my baby Katie?" Katie nodded her head in agreement and Nanny carried her into the nursery and placed her on the changing table. After some wonderful lotion that soothed Katie's still stinging butt, Nanny put one of Katie's thick cotton diapers under her powdered her butt and pubic area and pinned it snugly to her. Nanny even got out the high chair to feed Katie her lunch and then sent her to play with her toys. Katie wanted to do some research on the case, but that could wait. Right now Nanny was exactly right. Katie needed some baby time. Mac Foster turned out to be a nice grey-haired man in his early 50s. Katie told him that she had not done all the research she needed to, but she wanted her and Gretchen to go undercover at his club. Simply put, it was the best way she knew to get a grip on what was happening. "Katie, your chief masters told me how you became an FBI agent, and that you were the best agent man or woman he had ever seen." He then asked Katie if she was sure she could strip in public. It was a good question, thought Katie. "Mr. Foster, I have spent a lot of time the last few years wearing diapers. I have training panties on right now, and to tell you the truth, they are a little wet. I am a bit nervous. I have been babied and had my diaper changed in more embarrassing situations than you can imagine. I know I can handle this." Mac Foster smiled. "I have no doubt you can, and I have an idea to make it easier for you. I think you should become Baby Doll's new baby girl. I want you to come on stage dressed as a baby. The crowd will love it, and maybe I will even make a little money. You know the reward I am offering. Katie, I am going to double it. On top of that, I will pay you and Gretchen $1,000 a week apiece. Gretchen will be my new head bouncer. I am putting you in charge of everything that goes on at the club. You can start tomorrow night. Katie, I want you to spend a couple weeks with a friend of mine 24/7. She is going to teach you how to dance and act. She is a wonderful lady and will love having a young girl around." Katie looked at Gretchen basically for permission to agree. Gretchen thought about it for almost a minute. The table was silent. It was hard for the nanny and Gretchen to turn her baby over and have someone teach her to be a whore. Katie looked again at Gretchen. "Nanny, it will be okay, I need the training." Gretchen knew Katie was right and nodded her head. "Okay, Mr. Foster," Katie said, "looks like we got a deal." Just then Gretchen spoke up. "Mr. Foster, I like the idea of Katie having training, and honestly I can't wait to start my new job. The thing that would bother me is being away from my baby girl for 2 weeks. Do you think you could get the trainer to stay with us in our apartment? I will provide her with anything she needs." Mac Foster assured Gretchen and Katie he could work it out. "Money solves all problems, girls, and I will solve this one. Gretchen, you start tomorrow at 7. I will have Katie's trainer at your apartment tomorrow afternoon." Mac Foster then excused himself. He needed to get to his club. Nanny took Katie home and quickly diapered her and put her to bed. Well, as quickly as she could, Katie nursed her bottle, but Nanny could tell she was very excited. Nanny hoped Katie's excitement was the challenge and not the danger. It was really hard to tell what excited her the most. Finally, her baby was asleep. Gretchen took a bubble bath and thought about what she had gotten herself into. How in the world did she go from nanny to private investigator? Gretchen knew that she had some bouncing experience. That was the easy part. She also knew that while they were undercover she could not mother or overprotect Katy. It might be dangerous and ruin the whole investigation. Right now Gretchen needed to relax. She masturbated herself to climax before climbing out of the tub and going to bed. The next day at 3 p.m. the doorbell rang. Katy was sitting in the living room wearing only a diaper, playing with some dolls. Gretchen and Katy both felt if the trainer was going to live here 2 weeks she needed to know the real Katy. Gretchen answered the door. Standing in front of her was one of the most beautiful women she had ever seen. This woman was no kid. She was probably older than Gretchen, but she had a beautiful face and the body of a goddess. "Hi, I'm Lena Dawson. I am here to train Katy. Is she home?" Gretchen took Lena to the living room to meet Katy. Lena showed no reaction when she saw Katy sitting there in nothing but a diaper. Gretchen introduced them and asked Lena to take a seat. Katy, mainly checking for reaction, got up and went and crawled in her lap. 3 hours later, after eating a wonderful dinner Nanny fixed, Lena told Gretchen not to worry about a thing. She promised to take wonderful care of Katy and told Gretchen not to worry about a thing. Later that night Lena bathed Katy and began to talk to her. "Young lady, I want you to know I think you are adorable. But I am not so sure about your baby side. I just don't know how the baby girl I am bathing is going to fit into the world of a stripper." Katy just continued to play with her toys. "I also don't understand how you can possibly act as a private detective, but I do have some questions for you. Do you know how to dance?" Katy shook her head no. "Do you know how to flirt with a man?" Katy shook her head no. "Have you ever been with a man?" Katy again shook her head no. Lena shook her head. "Is there anything you do know how to do, sweetie?" Katy shook her head yes. "I can kill you with my bare hands using 22 different methods. I can shoot a freckle off your face with a .38 from up to 100 feet away. I can assume any role you want me to play." "Lena, you don't worry about Katy. She will learn to dance, she will learn to flirty. Katy will learn anything you want or expect me to do. I will make you a deal. You do your job the best you can and I will do mine, okay?" Lena was a bit shocked and a bit impressed. She knew immediately that she had understated the girl she was bathing. Lena helped Katy out of the tub and dried her off. She then took her to the changing table and diapered her for the night. It had been a while since she diapered one of her nieces, but she remembered how. She was helping Katy into her crib before Katy spoke again. "Lena, will you please warm me a bottle? You will find one in the fridge." Lena went to the fridge and got the bottle. After warming it in the microwave, she checked the temp on her wrist and carried it into the nursery. Katy took it and began nursing it. Just as Lena was leaving, Katy spoke again. "Lena, you have a lot to teach me about being a stripper, but I think I have more to teach you about babysitting." Katy giggled for a moment, then resumed nursing her bottle. Lena left the nursery shaking her head. Why did she think this little girl was testing her? It was obvious the girl loved being babied. Lena was confused and a bit uncomfortable. It was only 9:30, but Lena knew she needed to get to bed. "I'll bet that little shit gets up early." Lena was right as she focused her eyes at the alarm clock in her room. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. Katy was already calling to Lena to get her up. Lena slipped on her housecoat and walked into Katy's nursery. "Good morning, sunshine. You got something against sleeping?" Katy giggled. "I got lots and lots to do today, but right now I need you to take this diaper off me so I can use my potty. I don't like doing poopies in my diaper." Lena lifted Katy out of the crib, removed her plastic panties and diaper and watched as the girl walked to the bathroom. Lena followed her, then lifted her up on the potty, which was sitting on top of her commode. She strapped the girl in and left to see about making herself some coffee. Just as she got the coffee on, she heard Katy calling her again. She walked back in the bathroom, undid the strap and lifted Katy off her potty. She then wondered why Katy was just standing there. "Oh God," thought Lena. She then grabbed some TP. Katy smiled and bent over. Lena wiped her cute little butt. Lena then picked Katie up and carried her back to the changing table. She used a couple baby wipes to clean her some more, then asked Katie if she wanted a diaper or her trainers. Lena, let me try and explain this to you slowly. I am the baby when I am at home. You're supposed to make all those tough decisions. Katie giggled and Lena slid a nice thick cloth diaper under her butt. As she pinned it shut, she spoke. I suppose now I am supposed to feed you. Lena fixed Katie some bacon and eggs while she sat on the kitchen floor, sucked on her pacifier and played with a fire truck. Lena had a lot of doubts about Katie as she placed her in her high chair and bibbed her. Katie took the spoon Lena offered and began feeding herself. Lena could not believe how messy she was. When Katie finished, Lena wiped her face and hands. Okay, what now, little one? You want to go play with your toys? Katie giggled. First you get my morning bottle ready, and a pad and a piece of paper. 5 minutes later she was lying with her head on Lena's lap nursing her bottle. Then she told Lena to write what she told her down. Lena, your job is to keep me on schedule. We have limited time and a lot of work to do. From as soon as we finish our little meeting till 9:30 I am going to be doing research. From 9:30 until 10:30 you can give me my first dance lesson. From 10:30 till noon I am going to work on profiles of the kidnapped dancers. From noon till 2 I will have lunch and my nap. I don't like naps, but if Nanny finds out I skipped it I will get a spanking. From 2 till 5 I am all yours, we can dance some more. You can teach me to be a flirt, how to put on fancy makeup, anything and everything about the striptease business. Okay hun, that sounds great. What happens at 5? Katie giggled again. You fix dinner and then I play with my toys. That's basically how the day went. Lena was amazed just how fast Katie learned. After the first hour Katie was dancing better than some professionals ever could. She learned every step the first time Lena showed her. Gretchen got up about noon and helped Lena with lunch. She had not gotten home till after 3 am. Katie had a million questions and Gretchen answered each and every one patiently. When she had finished eating, Lena told her it was time for her nap. Katie told her she had changed her mind and was not taking one. She figured Nanny would intercede, but she loved testing Lena. Nanny did not say a word, so Katie started to go to work. Just then she felt 2 stinging smacks to her thighs. Ow ow, yelped Katie. Young lady, I was not asking, I was telling. Now get you skinny little hinny in the nursery. Katie hurried off to the nursery rubbing her thigh and Lena followed with her bottle. Gretchen gave Lena a high five as she passed her. Katie and Lena had a lot of fun doing the makeup session. But Katie did giggle a lot when Lena was trying to teach her to flirt. Nevertheless, she was very impressed with Katie. She did have her doubts about Katie's safety. Teaching the girl for money was one thing, but Lena still had doubts about Katie being able to protect herself. She voiced these feelings to Gretchen and Katie. Katie asked why Lena cared. She was only getting paid to teach her how to be a stripper. That may be true, but I have my ethics, and if this is too dangerous for you I want no part of it. The next day, in total big girl mode, Katie took Lena to the pistol range. When she saw what Katie could do with a handgun, she was totally impressed. Then Katie took Lena to her dojo. Her instructor set up a match, Katie against 5 other people, men and women. Less than 45 seconds into the match, none of them were standing. Lena had to admit Katie was simply incredible. She was thinking that as she was changing Katie out of her soaked training panties. I got it, Katie screamed. Lena ran to her and asked, what is it you got, sweetheart? I found the link, the common connection between all 6 girls. Actually, Lena, it's 3 things and I am not sure how they are connected. 1. All the girls are under 22 years old, 4 of them still in their teens. None of the girls was over 5'5", and from their pictures all were pretty petite. Most of all, none of them had any family. They all came out of reform schools and foster care. So how does this help us, little one? I don't understand. Well, Lena, 1, it helps me build my bio. It works for me that I am only 5'4" and petite. Second, for this gig I will pretend to only be 18 and I am an orphan. None of these things is much of a stretch for me. I assure you that one of these three things, if not all of them, is why the girls are targeted.